Sakit Arabisala. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa says the state is open to partnering the federal government and other relevant agencies towards achieving sustainable development goals at all levels. Aiyedatiwa at a meeting with the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, Princess Adejoke Orolope Adefulere, in Akure said all hands must be on deck to ensure that the target of the initiative is realized before its expiration in year 2030. Aiyedatiwa acknowledged that the 15% global success of the initiative is a far cry from the set targets, promised that his administrations will remain committed to improving the trend. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole has details.
With just about 6 years to the end of the Sustainable Development Goals initiative, the need to intensify more efforts at achieving the set targets towards promoting all-round development has become imperative. To this end, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, Mrs. Adejoke Orolope Adefulere, was in Ondo State to meet minds with Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa and members of the State Executive Council. In his address of welcome, the head of service, Mr. Bayo Philip, said the sensitization effort of the SDGs comes at an ideal time, noting that the essence of the initiative is partnership.
It is interesting to note, Your Excellency, that the concluding goal number 17 of SDG is partnership.
Mrs. Orolope Adefulere expressed her readiness to promote further development at all levels by working on action plans of the states and local government areas. The Senior Special Assistant to the President reaffirmed the commitment of the federal government to support the state government towards meeting the SDGs, speeding up developmental projects, and eradicating social challenges. She outlined various activities aimed at supporting this mission, including efforts to end extreme poverty across the country and the need to reduce the rate of maternal mortality at all levels.
Multidimensional poverty is higher in rural areas, where 72% of the people are poor, compared to 42% of people in urban places. It's very interesting to say that people at the rural community and rural communities are very poor because oftentimes we neglect them. And if we neglect them, they continue to be poor.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa said the state government is committed to projects, policies and programs aimed at meeting the objectives of the Sustainable Development Goals. Governor Aiyedatiwa, who commended the presidential aide for her efforts in accelerating the 2030 agenda of sustainable development goals across the country, said the state government will continue to play its part in making the agenda a reality.
I'm glad to disclose that our administration has been working to align our policies and programs with the entities, and we are making significant progress in critical areas of the intervention. We nevertheless acknowledge the fact that there is still much to be done. In fact, not with the statistics of 15% globally, and that if it's global record, it's also our own data in those states in Nigeria. It's part of that data. So it means we still have a lot to do.
The governor listed the efforts of his administration in line with the SDGs to include installation of solar-powered street lights across major cities, recruitment of health workers and teachers, distribution of implements to farmers and food palliatives to the vulnerables, provision of free shuttle buses for students, and opening up of rural roads for easy access to farms to boost food production in the state.
Ondo State is uniquely naturally endowed, being blessed with abundant natural resources, vibrant population, and a rich cultural heritage, and therefore well positioned to achieve SDGs.
Aiyedatiwa noted the need for more advocacy to improve the quality of life for everyone and appreciated commitment of the SDGs office towards supporting the state in eradicating poverty and fostering sustainable growth. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Over 13,000 livestock farmers in Ondo State have been inculcated into the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, an intervention of the World Bank through the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to liberate the livestock sector of the country. The state project coordinator, Olufemi Adegun, reeled off the statistics during a presentation of the progress performance in the state to the World Bank representatives and the National Coordination Office of the project, who were in Ondo State for assessment exercise. Osrc Joy Pius reports that one of the objectives of this project is to strengthen the country's capacity to respond to farmer-elders conflict in Nigeria. To report.
The Livestock Productivity and Resilience Supports LPRES project team, which comprises the World Bank team, led by the task team leader, Dr. Manivel Sene, and the National Project Coordinator, Dr. Sanusi Abubakar, are in Ondo State on the third implementation support mission of the project. Briefing the team on the progress of the project in Ondo State, the project coordinator, Olufemi Adeogun, noted that the State Coordination Office has profiled over 13,000 beneficiaries who are livestock farmers, as well as processors and marketers of the selected value chains of poultry, pig, sheep, and goats farmers in the state. Adeogun said the State Coordination Office has also constituted grievances redress committee across the 18 local government areas of the state to address various crises among herders and farmers. According to him, designs for the construction of artificial insemination center, veterinary diagnostic laboratory, abattoir incinerator center, establishment of sheep and goat markets to help boost production and resilience of livestock in the state are all in place.
We are going to work with 3 value chains: poultry, sheep and goat, and pig. And all those farmers, they are going to be benefited, either they are producer, processors, or marketers.
Reacting to the development, the task team leader of the World Bank, Dr. Manivel Sene, and the National Project Coordinator, Dr. Sanusi Abubakar, stated that considering the onboarding of a state, the implementation progress is still on course. However, identifying areas to improve upon to achieve success.
We are not expecting much activities actually on ground. It's just for us to ginger them up so that they can have a smooth takeoff. And I think so far so good, they are having a smooth takeoff.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, Foluketunde Daramola, assured of speedy implementation of the project.
They have enlightened us the more, we've been educated the more, and we're going back home to do the needful. So it cannot but succeed.
Earlier, the team had visited some farmers and facilities for first-hand information about livestock status in the state. LPRES is a 6-year World Bank-assisted project through the federal government's Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, with over 20 states, including Ondo State, subscribing to the project. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Residents of Ondo State have been reassured of government's commitment towards making life conducive for the people of the state. According to the Commissioner for Agriculture and Forestry, Olayato Aribo, several interventions and activities towards alleviating sufferings and ensuring food security in the state have been put in place by the Ondo State government. Joy Pius now completes the story.
The Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa last week flagged off the second phase of the distribution of palliatives to the people of the state. Speaking on the development during an interview, the Commissioner for Agriculture and Forestry, Olayato Aribo, stated that the vulnerable members of the society from the 18 local government areas of the state are major beneficiaries of the palliatives.
We distributed commodities, grains, from the Federal Grain Reserve. It was given to us in collaboration with the federal government. That's rice, gari, and grains. The rice and gari is to be distributed to the vulnerable and the less privileged in the society. It will be taken to the various local government. We've set up a committee in the local government comprises of the Honorable Commissioner representing the local government, the MHA, member of the House of Assembly representing the local government, representative of religious societies, the chairman of the local government, the NOGE, the labor people, and so on and so forth, and representative of the KBACs, the Obas, in the various local government.
Expressing concerns on the increase in the prices of food items, Aribo said interventions are underway to address food insecurity in the state.
We also intend to buy foodstuffs, at least to cut off the extortion of some traders. I won't say farmers now because I know traders buy them from these farmers and bring it to the market and sell at exorbitant prices. So reduce the extortion. We had the intention, or we're about starting a Sunday market that will be selling most of these major commodities like rice, gari, beans to the public at a subsidized price.
According to the commissioner, the construction and rehabilitation of rural roads across the state to ease transportation of farm produce are in top gear.
The governor has flagged off this ramp, rural access road project, that they are going to tar about 700 kilometers of road. They've started one in the 3 senatorial district. The intention is to take this road into our forest to help farmers to bring their food from the farm. Not only that, it will also help to curb this menace of illegal activities in the forest.
It is hoped that these developments will help in boosting food sufficiency in Ondo State. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
With over 200 million people, Nigeria is witnessing a boom in demand for meat. There are, however, worries that the rising cost of cattle in the country may affect the affordability of beef for Nigerians. Osrc Joy Pius x-rays the development and reports that stakeholders in the value chain are lamenting the effect of the hiking cost of cattle on beef affordability and availability in the market. The report.
According to government estimates, Nigeria consumes 360,000 tons of beef each year, accounting for half of all West Africa. Nigeria is experiencing a historic demographic expansion and a spectacular change in food habits. With a population growth nearing 2.8% per year, the country's domestic production is far from being able to meet demand. Amidst the growing population is the challenge of grazing, facing nomadic cattle herders from the north, leading to influx of the herders in the south, a major trigger of farmer-herder clashes. Cattle is a major source of meat in the country, with many households consuming beef as alternative to chicken, pork, or others due to its relative affordability. The price of beef in the market has jacked up, creating worries among the masses.
If I buy 500 meat now, see, this one now, just 500 meat. If I do not go say, what they give me, this one too small.
In Akure, consumers lament the surging cost of beef, saying the development might take the meat out of the reach of common man.
A kilo of meat was being sold formerly for 4,000, but to my knowing, the second day I had how much? Now it is 6,000 now. It really needs urgent attention. If not, you need to see the rate at which hunger are ravaging homes these days. ravaging hungers everywhere.
ẹran tí wọ́n rà ní 200 naira tí wọ́n rà ní 500 naira ẹ̀rí pé ó ti da 2,000 tó ti da 5,000 so kò sí nǹkan tá a lè mówó lọ́jà tó ṣe rà ń sìn tẹ́ bá dèdè ẹran báyìí kò ṣe rà so everything ló ti wọ́n.
Leadership of National Butchers Association in Akure South local government blamed the rising cost of beef on the increment in the cost of cattle, which they say is becoming unbearable.
Now the money of cow is too high. Now since 2 months ago, now the cow I buy like 250, 300. Now it's 500,000 naira. Now I consider making the people know with this thing. The situation is no good. It no pay us. Now if I get another business, I will leave it now to do another business. Gone before. Now the business I will teach in almost 35 years. What I want to go to do now.
Bí a bá dé bí ẹran tá a ti ń rà níbi 400,000 tẹ́tẹ́lẹ̀ 350 tẹ́tẹ́lẹ̀ ó di 700 750 800 so ká tó sanwó abattoir ká tó san káà náà tó jẹ ká tó a ò rí nǹkan kan bẹ̀ ẹran tí à ń ta kò fẹ́ sẹ́ran 1,000 mọ́ àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ ẹran wọ́n máa láǹfẹ́ ẹran 500 adé ń sàlàyé fún wọn pé ọjà wọ̀ ò bọ́jà 500 mọ́ ẹran gan 1,000 gan kò jọjú mọ́.
The butchers solicit the intervention of government at all levels to address the bottlenecks in the interest of the public. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Special Advisor designate Mrs. Sheung Osamaye has returned home in a federal local government to intimate her townsmen on her new responsibilities. Within a frame of 2 weeks, Mrs. Osamaye was appointed member of the Governing Council of the Federal College of Education, Okene, by the federal government, and Special Advisor to Governor Aiyedatiwa on Women Affairs. Omar Longbeji has details.
It was a homecoming for Mrs. Sheung Osamaye, who returned home to intimate her community of her political appointments. First port of call was the palace of Alara of Ilaramoki, where people of the community were patiently waiting to receive her. Speaking on her appointment both at the state and federal level, Mrs. Osamaye expressed delight, saying it caught her unawares.
I don't have any sense of entitlement whatsoever. I'm just grateful that I'm being considered for this exalted position of a special advisor, Women Affairs. We agree with that women constitute 60% of the total population of the state. So for me to be assigned as someone to give advices, that will promote the cause of women in this state, it means the governor has so much confidence in my person.
While expressing her concern for the welfare of women, especially the downtrodden, the special advisor designate promised to utilize her position to better the lives of rural dwellers.
By God's grace, we will not fail the women of Ondo State. We will ensure that we do all we can to ensure that the women are taken care of. Their welfare, their social welfare are properly taken care of.
Reacting, Alara of Ilaramoki, Oba Abiodun Adefeinti, lauded Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa for the honest selection, saying Mrs. Osamaye had always displayed a high level of responsibility.
Ilaramoki is lucky that we are having such people, and as I said during my introductory speech, it's good that we have this kind of thing happening in our town. She's representing Ilaramoki as a whole, and we believe she's going to be a good ambassador to each and every one of us. And I must use this opportunity to thank the governor for doing this for us.
Mrs. Osamaye also visited Onibuji of Ibuji, Oba Sumono Ojo, where she was received with warmth. The monarch thanked the governor for the honor and advised Osamaye to put in her best in her assigned portfolios.
She should continue to develop herself in behaving well when discharging her duty. She should continue to respect her oga, loyal to her oga, faithfulness to her oga, and dedicated to her duties.
Mrs. Sheung Osamaye's name was announced, among others, on 19th June 2024 as Special Advisor to Governor Aiyedatiwa on Women Affairs. Omoriola Hungbiji, Osrc News.
Prowess University, Delaware, USA, and the Chartered Institute of Information and Strategy Management have conferred a honorary doctorate degree and fellow on the Akogun of Akoko Olubenga Omole. Omole, the special advisor to Ondo State Governor on Transportation, received the honor in Abuja, the nation's capital. Here's the report from that event. Special advisor to Ondo State Governor Olubenga Omole is among the selected individuals for honors by the Prowess University, Delaware, USA. The occasion for conferment of honorary doctorate degree from the institution on the Akoko-born politician held at Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, an event that attracted people from different parts of Nigeria to witness the former Ondo State lawmaker had more feathers to his cap. Omole, a graduate from the University of Ilorin, also bagged a master's degree in public administration from Adekunle Ajasin University in Akungba Akoko before his latest entry into the doctorate class with the honorary conferment from Prowess University, Delaware, USA.
On the recommendation of the faculty and the quality of the Board of Regents, Prowess University has conferred upon Akogun Olubenga Omole the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Public Policy and Administration, honoris causa this day. I hereby authorize that you be addressed as Dr. Akogun.
The football administrator was also distinguished as a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Information and Strategy Management.
To me, as a surprise, because I never knew I'm being watched, so to say. So I gave God glory, and I'm humbled, sincerely. I wasn't expecting that. That means people are noticing what one is doing, and it's an impetus for me to strive to do better than I've been doing before.
Omole appreciated Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa and individuals who have contributed to his rise. The Ondo State House of Assembly, through its Speaker Olamide Oladiji, and other groups as well as individuals have congratulated Olubenga Omole on the feat, describing the new feathers to his cap as a result of dedication and contribution to educational system and humanity. Sahida Rubisala, Osrc. UNESCO data indicates that the global number of out-of-school children has risen by 6 million since 2021 and now totals 250 million. This figure, when compared to the statement of former President of South Africa Nelson Mandela that education is the most powerful weapon which can be used to change the world, experts say signals the need to do more by fostering the right partnership for schools development. The stakeholders in the education sector want factors such as insecurity, lack of conducive environment, low morale of teachers, among others, to be addressed to improve the sector.
For everyone, the child today you see that is out of school can constitute a threat to the security and the livelihood of everybody within that space. So,
achieve an awesome education. I'm talking about awesome, like HOLESOME. It requires all hands to be on deck to achieve this. So, help school to actualize their goals, to actualize their plans. You know, as a school, there's a whole lot to be achieved. There's a whole lot to be done, especially in an environment where you run free education. We know education itself is not free, so it's actually been subsidized, so to speak. So, talking about all these corporate partners, all these partners, individuals that you can identify in our community, bringing them all together and say, we have 322 public secondary schools in Ondo State. How best can we encourage them? How best can we help them?
And with that story, we've come to the end of Sunshine Report for this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching. Good afternoon.